Greetings, goddesses. It's time for us to talk about the astrology for this week. First, it's all about the music. Hey, hey. All right, I'm gonna turn down. I'm super chill this week. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And I want to talk a little bit about the astrology this week. Also, I want to share my new ebook with you all. I am a little bit under the weather, so that's why I have my hoodie on to keep me warm. I'm not going to stay on camera the whole time. But yeah, just hello everybody. How are you doing? I hope that you are well. It just feels like a little cold. I just feel blah. Got a little congestion, coughing or whatever. So, yes, we're going to talk about the astrology for this week. We do have a new moon coming up, so that's something for us to be thinking about. I do want to share that I'm going to bring this up. I created this ebook. I mentioned it, I think it was last week in the live stream, Astrology and Alignment, a guide to thriving in 2025. And so, yeah, look at that. I have it in magazine format, but you'll be able to download it if you want to download it too. So, yeah. So you can, I'll put the link. Well, first of all, if you're on I don't know if y'all can hear all of that, but if you're on my email list, I'm going to just send it directly to the email list. And if you're not on the email list, if you go to the description box, there'll be a place where you can go and download it. And also, I've never had an official opening yet to my what is this called? My All Things Goddess shop. But I do have a sale going on. 50% off everything except for my readings. There's no you're not gonna ever see me discount readings for the most part because my readings are so affordable. But I do have these new transit reports if you want to get a transit report, and it's 50% off, So it would be half of 25, 12.50, and then half of 19, so $7.50. I know it's super low, but my thing is my job is to get this into your hands. Okay. And I do have a bundle. So if you want a mini reading to go with it, you could buy one of these bundles and it's going to be the same discounted price on the transit report. And then the mini reading is just an additional $75. So that's there. So avail yourselves to those. I'm just going to go on ahead and go off screen. It's easier for me when I don't have to be making sure that I have good posture and everything. So, I did want to say one other thing. Let me bring myself back up for that. Um, I had said I was going to start going posting to YouTube. I'm not going to be posting as much. And so, this is what I want y'all to know. Really and truly, my life should not be on Facebook. On YouTube. It just should not. My business really and truly should be within my Mighty Networks community. That is the prime place where I should be. Um, you know, Honestly, YouTube is a little easy, and that's why a lot of us are on YouTube. But YouTube is also, it has vulnerabilities about it. It's like I've mentioned, weirdos coming on, saying all kinds of things to me, or the algorithm, I guess, pushing my videos, certain videos out to people, and then having to see dumb comments. Um, so that part of YouTube I don't like, but it's not that I'm not going to put anything there. So don't fear that going away. But the majority of the interaction, I would prefer to be inside of my group via my email. If you want to be on my email list, even though it's just me sending you an email, but that is primary. And then also, I'm playing around with Substack. I don't trust any of these companies at this point. It's like they all are good and then they're bad. So, life is life. But anywho, yeah, just I cannot let the majority that I just feel like what I share, I should just be able to share it in peace, and I'm not willing to deal with these kinds of people, just not willing to do it. But I'll still be posting here. Don't worry about it. You'll still see my videos and stuff like that. But I am gonna start shifting to doing videos inside of my community that I don't do publicly, because then I can even be more free, right? I just have to say that because I know some people got a little bit of concern. And what else did I want to tell y'all? Yeah. Also, my website. I'm working. So the gift in all of this, and I promise y'all I'm going to do the astrology. The gift in all of this is the things that I'm actually paying for. I get to maximize the use. I'm not maximizing the use of my website, which provides so much more calm and more functionality. It's mine. I get to post on there whatever I want to post on there, and y'all can come there and be at peace, or you can come into my Mighty Networks group and be at peace, right? So I see it all actually as a gift. And baby, the thought that's also been going through my mind is I am a Scorpio. We love being underground. I'm good with having an underground operation. But I know there's gotta be a little bit, out here in the light so people can actually find me, so okay, there we go. So, let me just go back here. So let us look at the astrology. Um, let's see here, that's February. So, yeah, we are here at the 27th of February, and Mercury is now in Aquarius. So, Mercury is really actually very good, and I think I talked about this last week because it can really make your mind begin to be actually a little bit overactive. So, yeah, Mercury in Aquarius can make you think a lot and you could get a lot of ideas, a lot of downloads. So just really open yourself up to that. Aquarius is about making progress, forward movement. So you may be your mind may be focused on that, or goals. It's kind of like, where do I need to make progress? What are my goals going to be? What do I want to work on? So those are things that might be coming, or you just get ideas. Maybe you already outlined what you want to work on and you start getting some ideas about how to make that happen. And then Mercury's also communication, and so it could be in this day and age, I'm like, is this really what's happening? I don't know. But progressive conversations around community, it could make you actually very social. Mercury is a social planet. Aquarius is a social sign. So it can help with that. Both of these are learned energies. So it just could be a lot of things that we want to learn. Aquarius is about the higher knowledge. And so a lot of us, that's what we're looking to learn, or that's what we're looking to speak about or think about. And it's also technological. I think that interestingly, we'll see what Mercury does, because this is very good for technology, a technological planet in a technological sign. But Uranus is going direct on the 30th. And so right now it's what is called stationed. It's not moving. And when a planet is getting ready to stop being retrograde and go to being direct again, its energy is very powerful. And so it could be a lot of technological issues happening. We were on a call with our astrology teacher, me and some other ladies, and he just could not stay online. His internet just kept going out. Interestingly, though, it kinda worked out for us because we never get a chance to connect with each other and talk, and so we exchanged emails and that kinda thing, so that was fun. But also today, Aquarius is the stock market. Uranus is connected to Aquarius. I've been noticing the stock market, it's a lot happening there with potentially the stock market, well, I don't think it's a potential, it went down. Um So maybe Mercury can kind of like bring in some stability around technology. Aquarius is the internet. Maybe Mercury being there can help us fix some things. Mercury is a planet that is associated with problem solving, so could potentially help with that. Um, let's see here, what else? Yeah, so just want to put that out there, and then we're gonna have the new moon in Aquarius on the 29th, and that same day, Mercury is conjunct Pluto. So, what does mean? Conjunct means that Mercury and Pluto are right there together. And it also is related to a new beginning of some sort. And so look, today, Mercury hasn't yet gone there. I guess it'll be a little bit later because Mercury's on the 29th degree right now, but eventually, sometime later today, Mercury is going to be on that 0 degree of Aquarius. And then it'll move to 1 degree by the day of the new moon. It'll be right there with Pluto. Something new is going to pop off. It'll be a new cycle. And I think it'll be really, really interesting once Mercury gets right there with Pluto, especially with that Uranus about to go direct. Um, I think that we could see, well, it's weird, but it could be something around electricity, because Aquarius has to do with electricity, and Uranus is not moving right now, which has to do, it is electricity. Uranus is electricity, and Pluto has to do with um, uh, something going, like something disintegrating or whatever. And of course, we've talked about how Mercury's communications. So maybe, so electricity, communications, internet, that kind of thing. I wonder if we'll hear something about TikTok actually, because Mercury is associated with like social media. So that's something to think about. But, once a year, Mercury is going to connect with Pluto. And when we look at it personally, again, Mercury is the mind. So it could be a day where it's this big shift around, like, what are you thinking? Maybe it's time for you to really, come to terms with your thinking is not empowering. It is based on limiting beliefs, and it's like that needs to be cleaned up. Thinking needs to be cleaned up. I think that this is a day too, well, maybe even the day before, day after, to really check on people. I think that a lot of people potentially with this transit, like day of, it could be kind of intense. And it's a lot of people that's just living in their head. And it's like if somebody is kind of dealing with like mental torment, or maybe it's you just have too much up there. It's like, man, we need to take some deep breaths, 3 mindful breaths in through your nose, and long, slow, deep breath out through your mouth. Maybe even put your hand on your heart. Check on these young people because we know the younger generations struggle with anxiety. So this could be a day where people feel a little anxious, but it's kicking off this new cycle. It's like you get to think a new thought, you get to believe a new belief, and it's going to help you make progress. Once you do, it's going to help you to problem solve. It's gonna help you to shed something that's no longer working for you. Let it go. Let it go. It could be something around a conversation, and it's like a hard conversation, but on the other side of it, it could be really beneficial, okay? But whatever this is that's happening, it's kicking off a cycle that'll last for about a year, and then Mercury will come back, for the next probably about 2 decades. Mercury's gonna come through and connect with, Pluto. And just every year, you can kinda notice what is happening around that time that Mercury connects with Pluto, all right? let's see here. Sorry, y'all, I'm sniffling. I'm trying not to. So that's my okay. So we have the new moon that's going to be at 9 degrees. You can see here on this day. The sun is at 8, but it'll be at 9 degrees. And I made a video. It's y'all have a Soul Alchemy membership. So if you want to see the full video, it's there. But suffice it to say, this new moon I see as pretty pretty positive. It's a moon that I think that you can with hard work, and that's just how it is. It's just kind of the energy that we have going on right now. Hard work, applying yourself, using a plan, having boundaries, being disciplined, being patient, it will help to manifest quite a bit. Now, will it manifest in the next 30 days? Depends on what it is. All right. But again, patience is definitely a part of this moon. And and so yeah, you can use this to plan out for a month, 6 months, and a year. I recommend all three. You want to plan for a year. And so that's in a nutshell what this new moon is all about. So the new moon is on the 29th. It's in the morning. I think it's at about 7:36 in the morning or something like that. So I just encourage you to set some new moon intentions because it's like Sagittarius gives us the inspiration. It gives us the direction. We start coming up with what is it that I want to be focused on, in the next year. And then Saturn helps to give us a plan around it. I mean, Capricorn. Capricorn season, the new moon in Capricorn is like bringing in all the structure, the discipline, and, having patience, working hard. But it's like this commitment is what we do with that Capricorn moon. And then when we get to Aquarius, Aquarius is like the next step to really getting it set in. Because it's like we really and truly get those goals down on paper. The way this moon is set up, you can come up with like even some of the details or the tasks that are important for achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve and getting you on that path to progress because that's what Aquarius is. And then we have Pisces where we commit it to the subconscious mind because, yeah, it's good. We think about what we want, write it down on a piece of paper. It's like logically and, with our intelligence, our mind, we know what we need to do. But then Pisces is that inner knowing. But interestingly enough, we just have a lot of Pisces that's also involved in this moon. So it's kind of like you're going to get a double dose of that. Okay. So, yeah, we have that new moon in Aquarius. Do your new moon rituals, put on your Aquarius colors, electric blue, silver, do wild and wacky things, put on your space attire. I remember one of my friends had on it wasn't a Star Trek shirt, but it seems like it was in that or maybe it was like a Star Wars, something offshoot from that. Put all of that on, your sci-fi stuff, okay? Read Octavia Butler, do all of that. That helps you to really connect with this energy of Aquarius during this new moon, okay? So, that's exciting. Okay, so then we're gonna have Uranus go direct. So, Uranus is going direct on the 30th, and then we're gonna have on, I think it's the 4th, Jupiter goes direct. And then on the 23rd of February, Mars goes direct. All right. So it's like a lot of the planets are starting to go direct, even though we won't, we'll get ready to go back into retrograde on March 1st for Venus and then retrograde on March 15th. So it's like we get a little bit of a break, but honestly, Venus is slowing down at this point. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, It's somewhere right where we are right now. Venus is starting to go across the degrees that she's going to cover for her retrograde. So it's very important right now to be paying attention last week in January, all of February, what's coming up for you, all things Venus, relationships, money, appearance. It's a little bit of an emotional energy also. Um, what else is Venus? Um, just how are you caring for yourself? I'm gonna give you that one too. She's also artsy and creative. She's about manifestation. So you just want to be looking at all of the things that are coming up that might be Venusian topics. Sometimes when we're thinking about relationships, it's not necessarily love, it's just relationships in general or your relationship to something else. Venus also has to do with contracts and agreements. So it could be something like that that's coming up for you during this time. So, we're already going into the shadow period is what we call it for Venus. And that's the pre-retrograde time. And that gives you a lot of insight as to the things that you will be dealing with. I think Venus is a morning star. I have to remember what is she right now. I don't know if she's gonna go from being morning to evening and then or evening to morning. I really should know that, but I can never remember. But she's getting ready to like totally shift how she operates. She's gonna be reborn. And so it's kind of like important for you to be thinking about what do you want to be rebirthed in your life when it comes to all things Venus? All right. And I just went over those topics. So be thinking about that. But yeah, so Uranus is going to go direct. And this time, too, as Uranus goes direct, it's going direct in Taurus. It's in Taurus right now. Um, it'll be going into Gemini before it goes retrograde again. So we just get ready. Whole new world, whole new world. But that's not until the summer, late summer, actually. But anywho, Uranus is going direct. So yeah, definitely technological issues could arise, but something unexpected could happen also. It's not a personal planet, it's a generational planet. So a lot of times when Uranus is doing something new and different, or it's bringing that surprise, it'll be out in the world more than you'll see it specifically in your life. But make no mistake about it, something unexpected potentially could happen. And it's all regarding maybe a Taurus topic, which is very much like Venus, money, possessions, food. What are you eating? Self-care, self-worth, value, the value of a thing, the earth, because Taurus is the earth. So, we'll just keep watching. I mean, honestly, when don't we have something happening when it comes to the earth at this point? It's always something incredible happening. So yeah. And then we're gonna have on January 30th, the sun trine Jupiter. Now that is a transit I can get down with. I can get down with the sun trine Jupiter. Bye. Bye. Okay, sun is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Gemini. So a trine is always opportunity. So, these are social signs. So maybe some people will get some type of social boost, some sort of social uplift, a blessing of some sort when it comes to social interactions. It could be social media, online or even just within the community. And I think that also it could bring an abundance. It could bring an abundance around, like, you understand what it is that you need to be focused on. It's like you get this vision of some sort. Now, Aquarius is very futuristic. So it might be that you're getting a futuristic type of um, vision, and but it's just so innovative. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna do this, right? So it could definitely bring something around like that. Um, it could be just straight up something abundant comes to you. Now, again, these are air signs, okay? So air is connecting with other people, it is thoughts and ideas, it's all about learning. So maybe some people wanted to um you wanted to get in school and you've gotten accepted, right? Maybe it's an online school. One of the astrology ladies mentioned that she got accepted to the YouTube partner program. And so it could absolutely be something like that. Let's see here. The air is learning, relationships. Now, Gemini skills. So some people may get some idea of how to use your skills in some kind of way, where it'll help you to be very gainful. And there was people who work in the gig economy. Now, you know, I know some people who love it. I don't know a whole lot about it, to be honest with you. Occasionally, I use Uber or, you know, it's very rare that I use things like that. I will say Airbnb probably is the closest that I use on a regular, but I don't travel much. So I don't really know what it's like because I do see headlines sometimes saying that some of these the gig economy is not paying well. Now, the gig economy actually could be you have some type of technological skill that you can offer to people, um, or just some type of skill where you just are taking contracted type of work. So anyone who's doing that kind of thing, you could find that you are able to be very profitable during this time. It is very important to understand this is like work online, work the community, all that kinda good thing. I'm trying to make sure I give y'all everything that's there so that you can avail yourself to this opportunity because it is, truly a gift. But it might just be people have perspective. Oh, something too around news, because Gemini has to do with news. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith in having good news, but I hope that you get some good news. I hope that you get some good news. Yeah. Or something around the media, something really standing out with the media around that time. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have there. And then on Saturday, we're gonna have Venus conjunct Neptune. Now, while Venus is conjuncting Neptune, there's also the North Node connecting Neptune, which, Venus is right there also. And so I think I talked about this last week, but I just want to bring it back up because again, it's it's rare. It's very, very rare that we're going to see a personal planet, first of all, conjuncting to the North Node. That just doesn't happen every day. Conjunct means it's right there together. It's as if they're sitting on the same seat, right? So Venus is going to conjunct with the North Node and Neptune, which is an outer planet at the exact same time. So we talked about what Venus means, and it is said that Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So their energy is very aligned. The difference is now it's like something can manifest. Venus's manifestation, a lot of times, is like this inner work that you do, and you're following you realize you're co-creating with the universe. And so it's like, you're letting the universe do its part, you're doing your part, and then the thing manifests because manifestation for the most part does not happen without taking some type of aligned action, right? To me, that's Venusian manifestation. And then Neptunian manifestation is truly, it's like a miracle. You don't even know how this thing happened. It's just a freaking miracle has happened. So that's special. This is like, then I want you to remember a conjunction. Yes, it happens on a day, or like I gave a span of days, because Neptune moves slow. The north nodes don't move super fast. So they'll be right there with Neptune over, at least a week. But with Venus being there also, is setting off a new cycle. And so this is something that will unfold. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it could be something that's unfolding over the next 18, 19 years, because that's the North Node cycle. The North Node cycle lasts 18, 19 years. Okay. So I want y'all to just be open to, number one, letting the universe know what it is that you desire. Oh, let me go back to Neptune real quickly. So Neptune is, it's like the energy of the divine, whatever name you call it. It's the higher power. It's the unseen. And Neptune is very loving and very compassionate, but it's the kind of planet that it dissolves a thing. Because when we think about the divine, and this is what I teach, there's one energy. There's different manifestations of this energy, different reflections of this energy, but ultimately there's just one divine energy. And everything extends out. All creation extends out from this energy. But ultimately, this energy is oneness. Okay. And when we're dealing with Neptune, it's like the ocean. If something gets dropped in the ocean, it becomes at one. Just at one with the ocean, right? The ocean is vast. And I'm thinking about things like, if you drop some salt into the ocean, or, sugar or something that can dissolve, you will not be able to differentiate it. And so when we think about the ultimate existence or beingness, I know I might sound super etheric right now, but it transcends. This energy of Neptune is about transcendence. It's not about the space-time continuum. It's really this, it's the 99% unseen reality. It is the consciousness that is behind everything that we see and experience. It is the omnipotent, no, the omnipresence that I'm talking about. And so that is Neptune, and it makes things dissolve. It makes things go away. And so to a certain degree, and the reason is because there's a rebirth coming, because Neptune is is trying to, like, get rid of anything that you don't need anymore. It's like the ultimate release, the ultimate purge of a thing. And that way you shed the old so that you can step into the new. And it's happening in Pisces too. Woo! Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot happens around money at that time, or personal finance. Also, it's kind of like the things that block your worth. A lot of us think we're worthy because we do this or we do that. But in all actuality, we are inherently worthy. And so this transit is kicking off this new understanding that our worth is not tied to anything that we do. It's not tied to our, like, where we were born, how we look. It is just, it's important for all of us to be connected to our inherent worth and value. So those topics could be coming up for people also. Neptune is women. And Venus is women. And so it could be creating something around women. I believe, as we talk about toxic masculinity, we do have an issue around what it means to be a woman, because most of us didn't actually define it. And even though we are stepping into our own versions, most women are not. There are so many women that are, still kind of underneath the guise of what patriarchy has sold to us is this is what a woman is supposed to do, even though a lot of us don't fit that mold. It's like we're just who we are, right? So maybe something is going to come up around women and how women see themselves. It could be this deepening of um our intuition and like really embracing our feminine power. And I really want I noticed myself in the astrology class. I hate giving a whole bunch of negative stuff. I avoid it. Um, so I'm hoping that I'm giving the full picture. Because like I said, Neptune dissolves the thing. So I want to just believe it's going to be a dissolving of the lies. But I just want us to know this is a big deal. This is a big deal. And so who knows? Maybe there's going to be a significant female figure who passes during this time, and it'll kick off something new for women. Um, it's like the old guard is dying out. For those of us in my age, you feel like the old guard is really leaving, and it's like the new guard, which is us, older women. We've got to start stepping up, right? But I do see this as a new cycle that is kicking off with that north node is like spring and new beginnings, but it elevates you to a certain degree before you want it to do so. A new maybe it's a new generation of female movie or actresses. Let me not say movie stars. I want to honor them as artists. Actresses are going to come forward. Some new movies could be coming forward that are very feminine focused and centered. New music. I really believe we're going to start seeing, I don't know if it's going to be a whole new genre of music, which I honestly believe it could be, or it's just a lot of new, really good music is going to be coming forward. So, whew, we shall see. Okay. So, this week is very mercurial. It's got a lot going on with the air energy and technology and talking and thinking. And then once we start shifting into the first week of February, happy Black History Month. Then it is a little bit watery. At least the first few days, because then Venus goes into Aries. I'm gonna go on ahead and do this. Mercury trine Jupiter. It's just like the sun. This one definitely could be, and this is on February the 3rd. It can help you come up with some. It's kind of like you can see the future. Your mind is expansive. You can see the big picture. You have the vision, and by the same token, you can kind of see some of the steps that need to go there, or maybe it just gets implanted in your mind. Okay. It could bring some great conversation, and I like this kind of interaction between Aquarius and Gemini because it's a trine. Again, it can make your mind race like a mug. So take some deep breaths, do your mindfulness practice. What is it that you need to do to really manage your mind? Um, Maybe you want to like discipline it. You want to keep your mind more disciplined and calm. So making sure you do that. And also just taking your hands and putting them on the sides of your neck or just holding your face like you would a little baby, because that helps to activate your vagus nerve. So I think that that's something a lot of us will need to be thinking about. But in a way, this is a little bit like it's sort of good times that Sun meeting Jupiter and Mercury meeting Jupiter. I remember in 2020, I was like, we got to point out the good ones whenever they happen, because it just seemed like there was just so much going on that was so challenging. So, yeah, That one is a good one. I will say Jupiter is going direct. So again, its energy is super strong. So actually, now with this one, I think something could manifest. Literally, it could be like a phone call you've been waiting for, some type of communication that you've been waiting for. Also, maybe it's like a trip comes up that you're going to take and you're going to do some traveling. If you are a host, like an Airbnb host, it could like help you with, getting some people to come in and rent your Airbnb. And so, but yeah, this is definitely, it's something around technology or relationships. Could be something a little, maybe you hadn't heard from the person and you want to hear from them or something like that. So, um, it's going to be interesting to see just what actually manifests during that time with, let's just say the first 5 days of February. Really keep your eyes open. It's almost a little intense, to be honest with you, when I see Venus meeting with Neptune, meeting with the North Node, and then Jupiter is about to go direct. Eh, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a quick reading. So, the first card that I pulled, I'm using my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. It is one of the Earth cards, so that makes me happy. Do we have Oh, yeah, we have Uranus in Earth right now. Okay, so, we have the South Node in Earth right now too. So, this card is called the Ace of Earth, and it has to do with manifestation. And it says, "This magnificent Earth goddess brings full manifestation of all things in the physical world. She is harvest, fruition, and wealth, the breakthrough of heavenly riches into the world of form." I really do think that this is a week where we can find ourselves being abundant. I really do. She has a beautiful light on top of her head. So she's aglow with the light of beauty and abundance of the earth. She brings fortune, bounty, health, and physical realization of dreams and intent. She is the crown of creation, bringing the substance of life into the earth. And when the goddess of manifestation appears, her blessings are soon to follow. Prepare the way for prosperity to come to you in all ways possible. Inheritance, so these are the ways: inheritance, relationship, beneficial career change, good health news, property, gifts, and a raise in income are just a few of the avenues she manifests through. Take advantage of all the opportunities presented to you and open to her belongings. She brings the prosperous rewards you have been asking for. So, yeah, I love that. Um, there are definitely there's definitely a lot of abundance, and there's opportunities, growth, expansion this week. So let's do this. Let's do it. Now, I like the next card that I pulled because, when we talk astrology, we do use archetypes, but y'all know I'm all things goddess. And so I always love it when I pull a card that represents the astrology. And this one is Uzumi. So Uzumi is the wild woman. And oh my goodness, my little book is stuck. She's the wild woman. And I'm gonna show y'all really quickly. This is what she looks like. Uzumi. I'm gonna show you the earth card also. This is the Ace of Manifestation. All right. So where are we? Yeah, she's the wild woman. And she's a little bit unpredictable. She's playful, and that is this air energy. Actually, this oracle says that she's air. And I told y'all we have quite a bit going on with that Gemini and Aquarius energy. So she is the whirling Japanese goddess who lured the sun goddess Amaterasu from her dark cave. Her wild body dancing made the gods and goddesses laugh in hysterical delight, piquing Amaterasu's curiosity and drawing her out of hiding. The goddess Uzumi dances to the whirling cosmos without regard to rules and restriction of the physical world. And so, one thing about Aquarius is it wants to be free. It does not like restrictions. It doesn't like, rules that don't make sense. It wants progress, but is willing to color outside the lines to get there. Okay, like the air element, she represents, she has no agenda and no baggage. Uzumi draws forth the childlike innocence in everyone she meets. And that childlike innocence this week, y'all, is Gemini. Jupiter is in Gemini, is interacting with several of the planets. So I would even say some of that Piscean energy with the North Node and Venus and Neptune in Pisces. That's a little bit childlike also. Even though it's highly evolved, it's still magical and innocent to a certain degree. So have fun this week. Tap into your inner child. Um, have some fun. Don't take life too seriously. So it says she is the essence of spirit. She embodies nonconformity and the transcendence of the earthly realm. I used the word transcendence earlier. Wow. I pulled this card after I did the astrology. So that's amazing. Uzumi is the archetypal wild woman. So where are my wild women out there? It's time to tap into your inner wild woman, sisters. She makes merry mockery of all things sacred and profane. She is pure guilelessness in her irreverence. And she reminds you to be free in your expression and the way you view the world. I will say that is definitely advice for this week. You want to be authentic in the way that you express yourself. Don't don't try to speak in a way that, you're trying to make other people happy. And, honor your view of the world. That's very important because sometimes when we try to look at the world the way other people do, it's almost like torture. Some of the torture that we're experiencing in our minds is because we are conforming, or at least we're trying to. And it's not because we're bad people. Hey, we're part of a society, right? But yeah, be free in your expression and the way you view the world, is what she says. She calls to your inner child to let go of your baggage and schemes, to surrender your grip on the way you function, and remember that life is a dance. Be like Uzumi and free your inner radiance into expression by being true to your genuine essence, release from the restricted limitations of your genetics and the world around you. I just want to say too that, this card is all about, when we think about um, Gemini and Aquarius, that's the collective. Those are the collectives, small groups and collectives. And what she did was she had to rally the people or the other gods and goddesses together to get this deity that had gone into a cave. And so the world had sunk into darkness. She had to get everybody together to actually get Amaterasu out of that cage cave so that the world would light up again, right? There is a little bit of energy of, this is the first time I really get it. Uzumi is the example of how you do what you're supposed to do, and it will help the collective, and it will help not just the collective, but also the collective purpose. Like, what are we working on together to manifest or to make happen, right? So the wild woman is one of the greatest contributions you can make to society. Now, are you going to be dancing shirtless in front of people? Probably not. But whatever your version of the wild woman is, I just encourage you, go for it, especially this week. Okay, so we have earth, we have air, and now we have water. And this is she's a sea, she's a what do you call this? Mermaid. She's a mermaid. She's a mermaid. And she says pleasure. So that's a Venus. I did not say pleasure for Venus. Also, Uranus doing its thing this week. Maybe it's some unexpected pleasure that will come through. So she says, well, this is the Six of Seas, which has to do with pleasure. The beautiful mermaid basking her feeling element of water. She's seated on a rose quartz foundation of love. So maybe you want to use rose quartz this week. She embodies pleasure and regeneration, immersed in the pure flow of giving and receiving. So that's definitely something we want to be looking at. She is illuminated by the light of love, passionate and sensual, at one with pure pleasure and all the elements of life. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I honestly believe this could be an experience that we have with that Neptune North Node Venus meeting. Yeah, don't be surprised. She is here to reveal the emotional abundance of pleasure that is yours to give and receive when you are oriented to the beauty all around you. She shows you how to open completely to your vital heart energy that connects you to the pleasure of life in each moment. So, yeah. I also put here, it relates to this sacred text in Ifa, the spiritual tradition out of Nigeria. It's called Oshe, celebrate beauty over negativity. Celebrate beauty over negativity this week. So I think that's all that I have. I just want to remind you all that I am going to make my book available, my ebook. I'm so proud of this little ebook. And then I figured out how to make it look like a little, let me go through, little magazine. I talk about the different major events that we're having. Now, I don't go into super detail. I'll include the video that inspired this ebook because I talk a little bit more about the transits. This is more to support you in using the astrology because we get the astrology, but I like doing other stuff. I love doing spiritual work. Okay. And then also, All Things Goddess Shop. You'll see the link in the description box. You can go and get yourself a report or a bundle. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. And I'm going to turn some music on now. Okay, y'all. I think I might take it up a little bit. I think we're going to take it out. Uzumi kind of has inspired me. I'm like, I'm not going to do no chill nothing on our way out of here. Although, Okay, so let me just bump it up slowly because this is a little fast, but I want you to be ready, okay? But I do like this song. So my belly dance workout music. Sharky. I could get up and dance with you all right now, but I'll be back. I want y'all to have a great week, okay? I want you to know you are loved, you are appreciated. You're an amazing, amazing woman, an amazing human. And I'm so happy to have you in my community. I love y'all. May the blessings of the goddess and the ancestors be upon you and yours now and always. Have a great week. See y'all on Wednesday.